Hi, friends, and welcome back. It's Desire Dialogues. I'm your coach, Lauren, and we are here to chat about some fun stuff, as always, right? This is your place for those candid conversations about like sex, love, intimacy, pleasure, desire, all the things. Today, I actually want to give a little bit of time to talk about furries. Do you know what a furry is? Do you know what a fursona is? And have you heard any myths about them? Because I really want to be here today to shed light on quite a lot of misconceptions, right? So there's several misconceptions about furries, including that they think they're animals. In reality, furries are people who enjoy anthropomorphized animals, and they dress up as their personas. So the misconceptions are furries are animals. Well, furries don't actually identify as animals, but they rather identify with them. There's another misconception that furries have fetishes. But like furries are actually not motivated by sexual reasons, but rather social belonging. Another misconception is furries are delusional. Well, furries are not more likely to experience anxiety or to be diagnosed with an anxiety disorder more than the regular population, right? In reality, furries are actually cosplayers. They're similar to cosplayers who dress up as their favorite characters. And who they dress up as is called a fursona. I had an incredible conversation with a furry who shared their fursona, shared their image. Literally, their fursona is not just something they embody, but on a piece of artwork, and it's beautiful. And a fursona is actually a character that the furry identifies with. So furries like have fursuits, right? Like a fursuit is like a mascot like outfit that some furries wear. Furries attend conventions to build social connections. And then there's safety too, okay? A lot of, furries experience bullies, right? But furries are actually bullied at almost twice the rate of non-furries. And when you are a furry, there's safety protocols, right? The furry fandom has developed safety protocols, such as taking off their headpiece if faced with aggression, right? Lots of myths, right? All furries are gay. Not true. All furries believe they're animals. Not true. All furries are dysfunctional. Not true. These are all stereotypes that I've seen and I've heard of. And these are all stereotypes that my friend revealed to me that, they underwent, when during their time as a furry. And it's like, the things that, you hear, it's like, it's not just a cosplay thing. Their fursuits are not for sex, just for sex, not bestiality. Most people seem to think that every single furry out there is like a sexual deviant, who's willing to put their dick into whatever animal they come across. All right. That's like an actual quote I took from a conversation with my friend, right? There's a lot of misconceptions. There's one that's like furries are unproductive. They live in their parents' basement, right? They think that the furry fandom is necessarily about sex, right? And it's actually only a tiny minority of furries are involved with the sexual side of the fandom, right? And there are so many websites. There's so many websites that can share about furries. But I want you to just keep an open mind. Totally okay if it's not your jam. But it's not a good jam? Bashing on someone that you know nothing the fuck about, right? So there's a lot of cute things that furries do, right? So we talked about the fursuit. We talked about the fursona, right? And it's really just, a character that they make up for themselves. Like, how lovely, right? There's a lot of cute little words too, like the word snoot is slang for snout. They often boop snoots, right? That actually means like gently pushing or tapping another furry's nose, right? It's usually done as a form of role play, greeting. Poodling is a word used to describe someone showing their skin during partial suitings. When, there's also milfers who are furries that have served in the army. That can be any field, right? There's so many different ones. And usually these people will wear their fursuits for fun, and they feel less shy because no one can see who they are on the inside. But they get to show what they want on the outside, right? It can make them feel more comfortable hugging, meeting people, being silly, dancing. Thing is, too, my friends, people also may wear fursuits to be like a mascot for charity, right? It's usually related to an animal. So why is it wrong to do that more on the daily, right? That's the thing. It's just knowing that some furries dress up in fursuits. It's like a cosplay. That's the thing. It's always one of a kind too, which is super cool. It's because they're based off that person's fursona that they made themselves, Some people make their own fursuits, right? And some, have others make it for them for a lot of money, right? And people usually wear it for fun, Again, they feel less shy, right? So there's a lot of different slang. And I just wanted to come on here today to really share the misconceptions, because we just don't need to do that. The world is full of misconceptions, right? So granted, if you desire to, partake in the furry fandom, right? It's a community of people interested in I can't say it very easily, dude. Anthropomorphic animals, right? These are just, human-like characteristics with animals. They're idealized versions of themselves. It represents like a certain species. So a lot of popular ones are like cats, foxes, wolves. That's actually according to research from Fur Science. So this fandom also includes communities, conventions, artistic expressions. So my friends, there's a lot of online communities such as, Reddit, DeviantArt, where people share their stories, they participate in discussions. There's also conventions. There's large events like the Midwest Fur Fest where people can socialize, participate, in events and display their artwork. So really the biggest thing with this is role-playing. They get to create and interact with characters in a fictional world. All right? My friends, I appreciate you listening to this, and I hope you just got a little bit of fun information. And granted, this is a sex podcast. I wanted to take the misconception out that furries are sexual deviants or it's a fetish. It's not. It's very rarely even about sex. So my friends, until next time, be well. And let me know if there's any other random topics, misconceptions, or myths that you'd like me to tackle. Reach out to me an email. Share this with a friend. Give this a nice little like if you enjoyed it, right? If you enjoyed it. And I'm trying to think what else is going on. It is almost May. And I wanted to let you know that May is National Masturbation Month. So, my friends, be well, and until next time.